Hey, what's going on, guys? Number one question I get asked all the time is, what if you can only fish one bait and that's the only bait you could have on your boat, what would it be? That's a simple question for me. The most versatile bait and my favorite bait, the jig. Now jigs, there's hundreds of different styles jigs. Keep it simple, break it down into two basic styles. You got your flipping slash swimming jigs. I like a jig like that I can use to flip into cover. I don't have to retie if I want to swim a jig. I can do both. I like a nice weed guard that is right with the hook like that. It's not pointing up there like that. That's horrible. That's just asking to get hung up and you get bad hookups. You want it right there, just like that. The other one, football style. Now they make a stand-up football head. They make your conventional football style head. Doesn't matter. Totally up to you guys. But those are the two jig styles I use. In my opinion, they're the only two you need. They're very versatile. You can do both. Dragging in rocks, flipping cover, swimming, whatever you want to do. Now, as far as trailers, once again, keep it very, very simple. Don't overthink yourself and make it harder than it needs to be. On your flipping, on your flipping slash swimming, whatever you want to do with this, it's very versatile jig. You can do anything you want to with it. You can even drag this style if you wanted to. The only bad part about that is with that pointy head, sometimes it goes down and gets stuck in rocks and you're hung up. These are good around grass also. But trailer wise, Zoom Rage Chunks. Doesn't really matter the color. I like green pumpkin. Put that on there, swim it. These little flappers just go crazy. Keep it simple. That's pretty much all summer long, fall, anything, even early spring. Now in the winter, when it gets cold, downsize and put your chunk on there. Just a Zoom Chunk Junior. That's all you need. Keep it simple. 3/16 in the wintertime, go light, go small, no action. Nothing there. Just throw it out there and let it sit, let the jig do the work. Just think about you're imitating that crawfish. In the wintertime, they're not going to move if they're even out. They're just going to lay there. They're going to be really, really slow. Throw the jig out, let it sit. That's it. Summertime, you want to swim it if you're around grass. Potomac, this right here is almost the exact jig I used on the FLW tour on the Potomac River as a co-angler and caught 90% of my fish off this exact setup right here. It's a Booyah mini jig, Strike King Rage Chunk, swimming around grass edges. Day one, I caught a lot of my fish off the Cinco, but day two, this was my major player. The only other trailer that you're going to have to go with that I ever rarely throw is the swim bait, and that is if I am burning it non-stop. If I'm not going to stop the jig is just going to keep swimming, keep moving. I'll throw a swim bait on there. That's a Kitech 3.8 green pumpkin. This is actually a jig I made, a little bluegill pattern, but swim baits, they work great on the back of them, but only if you're not going to be moving it. In my opinion, summertime, swimming it, not moving the jig, not stopping the jig at all, that's when you want to throw the swim bait. If they're chasing, schooling, you see a lot of minnows, Potomac, around grass flats when they're jumping and stuff. That's always good to have tied on. If I'm throwing the football, once again, 90% of the time I've got the Rage Chunk on there. It's got great action. You barely move it and it kicks while you're dragging them across the bottom. If I'm fishing night tournaments, which I do a lot of here, the football jig is my number one bait. Probably shouldn't tell everybody that because I fish against a lot of people that are probably going to be watching this video now they know what I'm doing. But football head jig, 3/8, ½ ounce, dragging it around at night. Once again, most of the time I'm throwing 3/8, ½ ounce football, dragging it on the bottom, unless I get out into really, really deep water, which I don't do a lot of. Once again, I keep it simple. As you can tell, most of the jigs I've showed you, green pumpkin, little bit of red watermelon in there. If it gets really, really, really dirty, or early in the springtime when the water's dirty, I like black and red. A lot of guys will throw the black and blue. You always hear everybody talking about black and blue. I don't think it matters. I don't know how much difference in the water the fish see that. But my confidence level is in the black and red if there's dirty water. But well, there you go, guys. Have it. That was a quick little video of jigs, #1 bait. If it's the only bait I could have on my boat, I can only have one. It would be the jig. And if I had to pick one style of jig, I would probably have to go with the flipping/swimming, just because it's more versatile. You can't throw this football into a tree or into brush and expect to get it out. It's just not going to happen. Go straight down like that into it. This will swim through it. You'll come right through it. You can fish this in grass. A lot more versatile bait. But there you guys have it. Check out the website, moxleyoutdoors.com. Follow me all year, all next year, FLW Tour Co-Angler. Check it out. Like the page, share the video. Thanks, guys.